marriages, relationships, and how they go. We're here to solve issues. We're here to talk about problems. We're here to see how we can navigate into some of those relationships that we feel like maybe you need help, maybe you need an assistance, and that's why we always indulge that you join us so that you can share with us no matter where you are. My name is Rita Mafani Mojoko, your host, and we'll be taking this ride together. It is Meet the Love Doctor program, and as you all know, we talk about relationship issues and matters of the heart. As we all know that when it clocks this time, of course, we have to be diving into matters of the heart. As you all know, I'm not alone in the studio. The Love Doctor himself is here with us this evening to talk about issues as pertaining, it is that time of the year. I mean, I see so many cars, decorated with balloons, flowers, roses, you can name it. And people are all saying, I do, until forever, and so on and so forth. The question is it that they are ready? Is it pressure or whatever? I mean, there are so many reasons why people get married. So many reasons, uncountable reasons why people get married. And if you go to the council and ask people, okay, why are you marrying this person, trust me, a couple of them and a handful of them are going to give you answers as to why they chose who they chose. And that's why when somebody once said that true love has no reason, another person was like, hey, if true love has no reason, why do you like yourself? Just tell me two things why you feel like you're comfortable enough about yourself. Then if you have two reasons why you're comfortable about yourself, then definitely you should have another reason. You should have a reason why you're comfortable with another person, and that's where the feeling of love starts. Like I told you, the Love Doctor himself is here with us in the studio. Of course, you know how far my tongue can go, but his tongue has all the answers. I'm talking about the counselor himself. I'm talking about the marriage counselor, relationship counselor, and not just that, but he wears many caps. Greetings to you, Apostle.
Yes, greetings to you, Madam Rita. Well, you're welcome back from your honeymoon. I can see your name just changed on screen. I was just smiling. Wow. I see a spouse now. So you're no longer Miss, huh? So how's it been?
I cannot really say for sure, because I mean it's just a couple of days. I was not going to mention, but anyways. Of course. I know that if I leave this table without mentioning, but how is it even going to happen anyways? Of course. Hello viewers, let me show my ring to my viewers. Let me show them. They are not seeing it. Yes. So all those people were eyeing me on Meet the Love Doctor program and any other place. I've been taking one is on my neck. Yes. I've been taking signed and sealed. So if you have been, monitoring me, please don't monitor me again. Because as you're looking at me right now, I'm looking at Mrs. Fongo.
Yeah. She's completely taken. There's a ring. She has chosen her prison mate.
Of course. Welcome on board. It has been a long time.
Yes, it's been a while, and we're glad to have you back from your honeymoon. And so we can now continue with Meet the Love Doctor.
Of course, we can continue talking so that other people can learn. And somebody should not feel like because of this program that I got married. Or anyways, I learned a lot. So maybe you can tap the grace as you are watching us.
Very important.
Maybe you can tune in or call somebody to also tune in and tap the grace. Okay, so our topic of discussion today, anyways, I'm going to unveil that immediately after we take on a break. I'm going to unveil our topic of discussion. And like I said, many people, when people go for, they go to attend weddings, you hear people be saying, oh, that time when everything is just so beautiful. Oh, how do you people do it? God, when? And so you can tune in. Yes, tune in. ensure that learn and unlearn people as so we have with us in the studio Apostle Lefort Divine, the Love Doctor. So on the topic of discussion, why do some marriages fail at an early stage? Let us first of all hit the new. Let's talk about the constitution marriage. When we talk about marriage, what can you say about marriage? Like, what is marriage all about? I think we'll just talk on that before we go to why some of them fail at a very, I'll put very early stage.
Yeah. Marriage. I think it's very unfortunate that it's one of those cliche words right now.
Okay.
What is a cliche? It means something has gotten used so much so that everybody assumes they understand what it is. Um, there was a time that to mention that there was that awe, reverence, fear, wonder, you know, curiosity, intrigue, but now it's very common. Children have watched a lot of Philippine movies. You hear 3 years, 4 years old kids describing a movie. So that boy, if finally married that girl, you know, they be funny.
Boy, this so if you don't buy me fish, the big time. And so time the one time they used to call me say, "What's that day? Can't take one more to bimbo." I go marry the boy. So we are moving forward. In other words, marriage is a long-term decision that before you indulge in, you ensure that it's a do or die affair. Even though people have so much put divorce at the back of their mind that the moment something these days marriage is the moment something just wants to work, masa divorcing or it's the day. But that was not the case back then. I mean, years back when our parents took this thing just the way it had to be. Okay, so moving forward, why do some marriages fail at an early stage? With your years of counseling and educating people as concerns matters of the heart, relationship, and also bringing them closer in the way of the Lord. Why do you think some marriages fail at an early stage?
Yeah, it's an interesting topic is an interesting question. Generally, the reasons for failing are very common.
Okay.
They are very common reasons, and it's now really a call for concern that marriages, our parents used to be together and grow old together. We used to see that a lot.
Yeah.
But it's so difficult to see the woke person nowadays who have not been divorced and remarried. Most of our, unfortunately, most of our stars, most of our influencers
Yeah.
are either divorcees, single moms or single dads, you know, and all of those kind of things like that, both in the African context and in the Western world. And I know it's a call for concern also for the early marriage, because you're like, it's not been long.
Yeah, it's not been long.
Yes, though also I would like to make it clear that you can be married for 10 years, 20 years and still divorced. In fact, we have seen the richest woman in Africa, which we were celebrating, I think after about, is it 30 something or close to 40 years of marriage, she's still divorced. So it's call for concern. But let's look at the context.
Yeah.
Why do some marriages break down at an early stage? I like the some because not all. And our desire on this program, remember, Meet the Love Doctor is aimed at promoting mental health and building emotional intelligence, which is very vital in this social construct, because marriage is actually a very social construct, a social partnership, a social yes, it's a social construct with so many implications, with societal implications, with spiritual implications, and all of that. Very important, because I know some people just say, yes, it's social. Yeah, marriage is very social, but as we know, companionship also has spiritual implications. Is it not written that bad company will corrupt good manners?
Bad manners corrupt.
No, bad company will corrupt the manners. So it's very important. Yes. Yeah. So it means that
over time.
yeah. So two should be better than one. Yeah. But as I've always said on this platform, that two, not every two is better than one. And that's why marriage needs a finding. If that was the case, then you could walk on the street and hang out with everybody. Yeah. That's two.
Yeah, that's two.
And then you assume it's better. So there's quite a few reasons which I'll try to mention. With the time that we have, I'll try as much as possible to just highlight a few. Okay. Now the first thing is the misconception of love.
Misconception of love. So, I'm going to marry him because I love him, or marry her because I love her?
Not only so. Okay. The misconception of what love is.
What love is, okay.
Which has been borrowed from either Indian movies or Philippine movies.
Okay.
And a lot of people have adopted those unrealistic image of love. So under this, this first point is actually more of a knowledge problem. So I want to say that the first thing that makes marriages, or whether old or new, and in this context, especially young marriage, you're like, it just came about. Yeah. Why should some marriages at an early stage? We have seen that our stars is online. We have many popular stars. Yeah. Did not make 1 year. I'm talking in Cameroon, out of Cameroon, in Nigeria, in America, and all of that. And these are just the ones you know. Remember that you know these ones because they are stars. So what about the ones who are breaking up every day? I'm talking as a counselor. I've counseled people who are willing to divorce after 3 months with a big wedding, you know. And the lady called me and said, "Sir, I'm not doing this thing again." Ooh. Yeah, 3 months. Yeah. So it's a knowledge problem. Now, even the Bible says that my people perish for lack of knowledge. So it means, it says my people are destroyed. It means anything can be destroyed when there's no knowledge. Yeah. And this knowledge comes, that's why I say that a lot of the people lack knowledge, but they jump into marriage because they assume. Now, the lack of knowledge comes from what? They assume they know. Now, in fact, that very verse, people always quote it, but they don't quote the next verse. Yeah. Say, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. The next verse says, because you have rejected knowledge. It means the lack of knowledge is not a problem that there was no available knowledge, but because you rejected it. It means there are counselors, you reject. There are books, you reject. There are programs like this, you assume you know. Yeah. We organize seminars and programs. People will rather, so that we even try to make it as fun, relaxing, even like a date. But people will rather go to the clubs and dance and twerk, as if the twerking will maintain the home and all of those things. So knowledge. let me give you an issue about this knowledge problem. Most of the time, people assume that love is a feeling, and they believe that feeling should always be good. And that's why when that feeling is no longer good, they believe love is not there.
Yeah.
But that's not true. If God is love, Jesus Christ is the express image of love, there's a time he was pain. I told people that love can be painful because he has a purpose.
Yeah.
If that's the case, then it means at the cross, you would say that God hated Jesus. But that's not true.
That's not true.
Are you understanding what I'm saying? So when love is just seen as that Philippine movie or that thing that you go to, you're inside open commons and your books fall, and both of you look at the books, and then you raise up your heads gradually, and wind begins to blow your hair, and you're like, oh, you know, and all of those things. Even the Bible says that we may know that by this we know the love of Christ. It means love is not a feeling. We know love, we don't just feel love. And that's why if the feelings fluctuate, it will change. We know. Say by this we know the love of Christ, not the feeling. And that's why sometimes some people feel like God does not love me because they are looking for a feeling. By this we know. It means love is in knowledge.
They are looking for things that will accompany the feeling.
Yes, that feeling. So by this we know. Of course, we know we're emotional beings, but feelings fluctuate. But love is a very concrete, a very powerful force. So by this we know. So I think a knowledge problem has been one of the major issues. But then not only knowledge. I think another reason why this marriage is understanding. Now, why do I talk about understanding? It is written. I would like to read this. In Proverbs chapter 24, in verse 3, it says, "True wisdom is a house built, and by understanding it is established." That by understanding it is established. It means that without understanding, many people, there's knowledge and there's understanding. That's why even when God said he will send shepherds after his heart, he said to feed his people with knowledge and understanding. It's understanding of anything that brings about its productivity. I think this very morning I was talking about this, and I was explaining, you know, they were talking about this crossover and everything. I was talking about the productivity of anything, even the word of God, is a function of your understanding. So the same word, all of us can hear the same thing, but how we understand will determine how productive it is in our life. As Jesus described it, that seed that fell on good soil, if you know that parable, and he says that some produce 30, 60, and 100-fold. Good word, good heart, yet the productivity vary, the fruitfulness vary because of lack of understanding. So what's your understanding of marriage? You get it? Do you understand that it's a partnership? But if, for example, I understand that it's a partnership, you understand that it's fun. When we come in, there will be an issue. So understanding, so most of the time, there's an understanding problem. And you know, of course, that it's true wisdom that a house is built. And before I try to put it that true wisdom, a house, a home, a life, or whatever is built. So there's also the lack of wisdom. You know, lack of wisdom, anything will make you suffer. He says that wisdom is profitable to direct. Yeah. You know, so when you don't have the wisdom, you don't know how to navigate your way to the best thing. Another thing is lack of preparation.
Preparation.
Yes, there's a lack of preparation.
I really want you to hit the nail on that aspect of preparation.
Yes, and the thing is,
not wedding preparation, marriage preparation.
Yes, marriage preparation. We're talking about marriage here, not wedding. Yeah. Unfortunately, most people, like you're saying, they prepare for the wedding. They don't prepare for the marriage. Most people would tell you the kind of cake. Most ladies, let me say especially, because guys are really most of the time, not most of the time into that, because most of the time, not all, they are the ones that are spending. No, it's because they're spending. It's not only because they're not the woman. So that's why sometimes when the woman is dancing more in church more than the man. You know, the man that, because as he's dancing like that, I've whispered in his ear, say that put it for horse, say they don't open that door for reception if you never finish that money. So he did dance with reservation. But so many people, a lady will tell you, this is the kind of cake I want for my wedding. This is the colors I want. I need 16 bridesmaids and 22 groomsmen. I need I need this. Our cake should cost this. This is the kind of decoration and all of that. But if you ask them what kind of marriage do you want, they don't know. Because they did not prepare. And no amount of camel stay is equivalent to marriage. I always say this over and over. I don't care how long you have stayed with the person.
14 years.
Whether if people have stayed for 14 and a half years or 15 years,
10 years,
the day it goes to marriage, it changes. You see, a lot of times people have not understood this dynamic. That's why you see people who stay in the university, live together 4, 5, 6 years, 7 years,
and then when it comes to marriage, it's something else. You're asking yourself, what happened? And you get what I'm saying? That's to tell that there's something about marriage, and that's why that also this living together also has debunked that exaggerated idea that sex is the reason that keeps marriage together. Yes, because when those people were living together, they were having a handshakes.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So how come that they would be there for all of those years, and when they come and marry, which new sex is coming in that makes it now less or whatever? So it's because there's a reality, lack of preparation. You see, you cannot be preparing to stay with somebody that you were not born in the same house. Sometimes people don't live in the same neighborhood. Sometimes people don't live in the same quarter. Different backgrounds, different cultures, different religions sometimes, and all of that. And you want to make a decision to be with that person all the days of your life, and you don't prepare for it. It's rather unfortunate. Now the thing is, also many people think that marriage is for people of a particular age. So unless I say, I beg you, I don't reach 30, man, try and marry me. No. The Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. This is to tell you that, you know, so he who finds a woman, it means a wife is not, you don't marry somebody, some people think a wife is a person who is now married. No. You understand?
Yes.
You are just a woman. A wife does not become a wife because of the certificate.
Yeah.
No, you only become my wife. But say, because the Bible doesn't say he who finds a woman, it's he who finds a wife. Right. It means who I am meeting is already a wife. So who I am making that is my wife. That's the difference. So a lot of times, so that being a wife, it means if I come and meet you and I'm marrying you as a wife, you have been prepared. Both either for your parents, either from your intentional studies and building of yourself. You're talking about prepared emotionally, prepared financially. Because people are asking all of this, we have all of these different topics, but what about prepared? I think we'll talk some more of them here. Prepared financially, prepared mentally, prepared emotionally, you know, prepared socially. You have to understand. You have to know how to profile. You have to understand whether you people complement each other, you are compatible and all of that. So this lack of preparation, sometimes people also don't know the roles of counselors. I think maybe we'll also have time and talk about that. Sometimes this preparation will involve getting professional help. You know, one thing that people always claim to know is love. You know, because they have dated and they have hung out and drank and eaten shawarma and drank juice, they believe that no, we can make this work. And you don't understand. People, somebody that you have been meeting just maybe on weekends or once in a week or twice in a month, and you think it will be the same.
Living together for the rest of your life.
So there's a lack of preparation, and this lack of preparation opens them up. Now when finally they come into the house and they discover, I was not ready for this thing. You get it? So this is another reason. Most of the time we tell people, attend events. You will see people who will be like, this year now my year for marriage. When was the last time, if you hold a program concerning marriage, they will not show up. They are always ashamed of being intentional in building themselves, but behind the scene they are dying. Women will go and fast. When they come for program, they are fasting. Their major is what? Is marriage and all of that. Because a woman's approach to marriage is different. So if you actually want to get married, I told somebody that said, if this phase of your life, you believe, I was holding a program yesterday during the blueprints for the new year, and I told some people, I said, if at this phase of your life you believe that marriage or a kid or whatever it is very important to have that, you have to ask yourself questions. How am I planning for it? Yes, some people say, no, I will born me this year. How have you prepared for it? You get it? Even some people are struggling because they even have children without preparing. We have to be very careful. So preparation, lack of preparation will make anything suffer. They say preparation is the mother of manifestation. And maybe I should just mention this. I'm sure we have a question or two.
Of course, I have a handful of them.
Okay, let me just mention this. Another reason why many or some marriages, but I will tell you, in our generation, it's increasing. Many young marriages are failing. It's increasing. It's sad, but it's increasing. Now, one major reason is that kids are married.
Kids are married.
Kids are married.
Kids are married. Are we getting that over there? Kids are married.
And this
let me say children.
No, kids are married.
At least they call you a child.
No,
it's even a
kids
bigger version. Kids are married.
Now the thing about being a kid or a child goes beyond age. They are still children at 40.
Mentality.
Yes, they are still children at 40. They are still children in 50s. I'm telling you this.
They are still boys.
And they are men.
At 45.
Yes, and there are men at 25, 30. You see, we're talking about your mindset, how you think. We are talking about your emotional set, your social intelligence, and all of that. Now, when kids marry, the problem about a kid is a child is always excited about anything that looks flashy. That's what I talk about a kid. Now, when they are just excited, many people are just excited about the concept of marriage, not marriage. They are just excited about the awe, the wow, people look good together, the matching outfits, the drinks, and you know.
Oh, you're not a married man. They call you a married man.
Good.
Oh, Mr.
So, one characteristic of children is that their excitement pops up, but it's very short-lived. So most of the times, people are so excited about that concept of marriage. Then when they get married, that it the same way it spiked. That's how it goes down.
It just goes down.
Because that's what a child does. They get easily bored with the very thing that they were very excited about.
Yeah, something that they wanted so badly.
Yes.
About.
You will see my daughter, I will get up, I want to step up. My daughter will be like, oh, Daddy, you are going out. No, stay with me now. And then I sit down. 2 minutes later, she's out playing with her friends. And I'm like, I thought you said I should stay with you. When I want to step out, I said, no, come back. I'm like, but you want to play with your friends. So you see, are you getting the idea? This is how people approach marriage. I was very shocked, I think I shared this here, when I saw a divorcee, a popular divorcee, an artist, who went for a marriage of another artist and came to his Facebook and was like, let's look at the marriage, comment your ear and be like, then they say, Mango married again, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm like, look at your own. You are not
even solve the issue or, you know.
Yes, because marriage is not sustained by emotions. No. Just like life, you cannot sustain it. You understand? Yeah. So I think this is also a core reason where children, people who are just excited that one moment one is trending. So people marry because even trending.
Yeah.
It's trending. No, they say this man will marry now too.
November, December. So January, the trend.
So you get those realities. So when kids marry, a lot, just like I've said, like another thing that's going to affect our society in the next 10, 15 years is this impact of single motherhood that people are celebrating right now. You will soon see the impact of it in the next few years because kids are having kids. Yeah. That's a topic for another day. Yeah.
My mom will say pikin the bomb pikin. So we're talking about I just want to add a few words, or rather I would like you to add a few words. When we talk on kids getting married,
yes,
can you pinpoint some of the characteristics? Because it's not just about kids getting married, kids are also dating.
Yes.
When I talk of kids are also dating, I understand that when it comes to dating, at least you have to start from somewhere before getting to somewhere. But you see, I've witnessed situations where you look at a relationship and you're like, what are these two doing? Why is this person even in a relationship? What's going on? Like, are you even sure you are able to cope? And then I don't even want to go about the whole thing of single mothers, just like you said. A young girl who is not even up to 21 just wakes up and says, I want to have a baby. Just because a guy buys her things and maybe, you know, spends money on her and gives her one or two coins.
Maybe I should just add a little bit on this. It's not really our topic, but let me say this. Most of the time, it's not really about those boys. Yes, I know some guys can put pressure and say, carry my child.
Some of them are carried away by this thing.
Yes, but the thing is, one major thing also has been the influence of social media. The thing is, most of their influencers have kids. And these ladies are portraying these kids as the best thing that ever happened to them, which are lies. Lies. Look, a child is a good thing, but having it at the wrong time can't be the best thing that happened to you. It's a lie. I'm saying this, most of these people come and confide in us. Some of the most promiscuous ladies right now are children with kids who can do anything to survive, to make that child feed. They will go through length and then buy matching pajamas, do a photo shoot, and then you hear an 18-year-old, 19-year-old girl be like, if this person is doing it, it's a social construct. When you look up to somebody,
it's perfectly okay.
Good. They begin to see the possibilities of making this happen, because these ladies don't come out to speak the truth of what they are going through, because everybody wants to look like they are making it on social media.
And they are fine.
Yes. So you see, and so coming to those relationships, kids are also dating. Now, but the thing is, why are they doing that? That's because there is social, there's peer pressure. there are ladies who entered the university and it was a friend who were like, Mama, you did for university now.
You are going too
How
far.
come?
What is university? I'm talking about those who are still in secondary school.
Yes.
From the whether it's from you.
No.
It's really rampant. You see, a girl. Let me say a child of lower sex. A girl child of lower sex will be telling you, "I want to give birth," or "I feel like having a child."
Yeah, you
Like,
see, there's a
what?
whole programming that is dangerous. I was called in one government school. I don't want to mention the name, by the principal. We had to carry out a Project Rebirth, which Wisdom Foundation carries for the mind rehabilitation of these young ones. And we were shocked when the man was telling me to focus on Form 3. I was like, why? He said, those Form 3 PK no kill me. I said, why? Talking about how Form 3 students will steal their teacher's wallet in class, remove his money, and throw the wallet around. Talk about how a teacher was telling me how Form 3 students were kissing in class openly, and the teacher passed, and the Form 3 students look at the teacher and tell the teacher, move your eye. He talked about how these Form 3 students went and rented, is it a room, a guest house or something, and they were having like a group sex.
Yeah, I heard
Form
about
3.
that one. Like, when did we get there?
Yes, group sex.
How
Form
did
3.
we get there?
Now, this is some of those realities that we are talking about. Now, such a person, how you want to tell about relationship?
True.
That young boy who can buy NSC, fake NSC, and is holding it, how can you tell him that you want to advise him?
Yeah,
It's impossible. So these are the kind of challenges. Now, when Form 5, opposite, you get of 18, I beg, I don't beat me. You get that? Those kids, and then they don't even know what is dating. They believe that dating is the hanging out, is the eating fish, is eating meat, it's drinking. I know many people who are dating that if they really ask them to say things about each other, they don't.
No.
Because the dating is always like, can't meet up before.
I recently went to Yaoundé and I felt like there was this, I would call her a child because there's no way there's no way, I don't even know how I can explain it, but it's a child. At least if she's big, she should be in her maybe early, let me say maybe 13, 14, 15, thereabouts. You know, when we're seated somewhere, I and my husband, and then this guy and this young girl walked in. The guy too is very young. My problem is not the fact that they walked in or they came to that place. My problem is what was given to this young girl. At least for the guy, I can understand that, okay, probably if he's spoiled, maybe, I don't know, but this young girl, they brought one, I don't want to call the name of the drink, but even me as I'm big like this, if you give me, I'll just be looking for water when I'm walking because maybe I'll fall into it. And they walked into that place, they ordered for a drink. This girl, they brought 2 bottles of that drink in front of her, and guess what? She could not even finish like half of the first bottle. She was already drunk, and guess what? This guy was touching her, doing, oh, I sat there and my husband with a couple of his friends, and we were just like, when I say more, oh, the boy beat down, when I say more, drive the Kime go house, when I say more, do her, and then one of his friends who lives in their own area was like, I beg you, just she don't quiet, was on a day, on a no pro, on a day, so it's see on the parlor, just she don't be quiet, like, you can see some of these things that are going on and people are just watching because probably they don't have anything to say, they don't know what to do. In fact, it's really terrible. But anyways, we still have a whole lot to talk about. And we're going to be talking on some of those misconceptions that lead people to get married. I mean, people just want to get married these days. And then there's one other thing that I'm going to leave you with this question, and I'm sure when we come back you must have had an answer. Somebody once asked, what can a man offer to a lady who already has money? Because you hear many people will say, oh, she wants to get married because she's looking for somebody to take care of her, all this, all that. So what can men really offer? I know we're talking about marriage. Yes, you want to get married to that woman. Let's say she already has her money. As a man, you watching, what do you think you can offer to that woman? Anyways, I'll leave you with that question. It might be cliche, but I'm sure the Love Doctor is going to hit on that right after this musical break. Enyo Nambamba.
No, it's the new.
Enyo. These things are, the backup is there.
So they're just recording now.
Giving shadow. No, it's still
It's still on air.
It's still on air. It's just that it might give Antoinette. Is Eniona? Wait. Oh, wow. But we are live, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we can continue now. So we can continue after the musical break, right?
Yes.
Okay. Antoinette. Antoinette. Check your live stream. That link that you created, was it going?
This one I've updated the music from there, so we will come back here. The stream is from here. No, we are playing music from here. This is where we're recording it from.
The other background strategies here. I said that this was pictures.
This are the other ones.
If you want a fat idea. Fat news.
So are they free? I said, so are they free? You guys think so?
Oh. How they call you? How they call her? I be find out the term to describe her.
Oh, you want to find them now? You want to find them? Find them to describe. You see my find them. Now you want to find them.
20 seconds. Okay.
I'm not kidding.
Je dis que I will talk French, right?
Try to talk.
I say Antoinette.
Fine.
Dark soul or air. Dark soul. I don't like to see my color.
3, 2, 1, okay.
Welcome back on board and thanks for joining us on Meet the Love Doctor program. Yes, when you see, oh my, is it 32? I don't know if my tits are up to 32 yet, but I'm sure they are up to 32. So when you see them out, know that some background discussions has been going on, and we are talking issues that will bring into you on the screen. So if you're watching us today, wherever you're watching us from, please do well to chip in. If you feel like there's something that you can, contribute to, maybe I said something and you're like, what's Rita really saying this afternoon? So do well to send in your contribution, your thoughts. Probably you had an experience with one time ago, or you're experiencing something of that sort, and you feel like there's a need for it to be discussed here on Meet the Love Doctor program, then do well to reach out to us. Okay, so moving forward, I told you that once we come back, I asked this question, and I told you, well, when I come back, we are going to talk about it. So I asked the question, what can a man offer to a lady who already has money? So aside money, what can a man offer? I know there are so many things, but I just want to get to, because I actually had this in the taxi yesterday, and the way the discussion was going on, this lady was like, I make my money, I do this, I do that. If I tell you how much I make in a week, so I don't even need a man. Rice done, rice not done. So that's for somebody who thinks a man is needed because of money. What can a man actually offer? Apostle, let's say you have all the, like, you met this lady. Oh, what am I even saying? Let's say you met Brenda now. What can you offer to Brenda? Sorry,
Okay.
if your wife is watching, madam, I'm sorry, it's just example that I'm using. Normally, I don't use some kind as his example.
Okay. I met Brenda. I don't know why you covered that.
I just feel like she has money now. I mean, she has a lot of money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now the thing is this. When you hear ladies talk like that, it already tells you why they are a lot of times abused. It tells you the typical mindset.
Okay.
And that typical mindset is what? That marriage was financial security. I would rather prefer a girl who is honest to herself that she's needing for financial security. You understand? That people who are pretending that it's just about feelings.
Yeah.
You see, the truth is, one of the reasons why many people marry is financial security. In fact, let me be bold to say this. One of the reasons why most of the early marriages, I'm talking about our parents, our grandparents, and our great-grandparents, one of the reasons why marriage seemed to last longer back then was because the reason was clear-cut. It was hardly about love.
Okay. That's true.
Most of the times, the marriage was what? Financial security, to protect the maybe properties of that family, to consolidate power. I'm talking for kings and all of that.
Yeah.
So you know that as I'm growing up, I have to marry this man for this purpose, not because I'm necessarily feeling as to. A lot of times, feelings can always come later.
Yeah.
If somebody can fall in love with their captor, that means people can fall in love. Generally, there's what is studied in psychology that most at times when people are captured or they are in captivity, they always tend to fall in love with their captor. So it means that feelings and all of those things can always come later.
Yeah.
Now my point is this. When you were saying this, I laughed because if you had attended, I think, my last two events, I said this and I was talking to guys, but I put it in a different way.
Yeah.
I told guys, I said, build yourself up to the level where money is not the only thing you can offer a lady. You see, that's the problem. Because if most guys are so insecure because all they have is money, that's the truth.
Yeah.
And that's why sometimes with all these new career ladies popping up here and there, and ladies now being able to own properties, do you know that right now, even fathers are comfortably passing down their inheritance to ladies, which was something that was not happening before.
Because
In
they
fact,
were handling.
most of the times, the fathers were always concerned about who their daughter is marrying, because if they want to give to the daughter, they can only pass it through the daughter's husband.
Yeah.
And all of that. But now, people can comfortably raise their children and even give it to ladies. So ladies now having inheritance, ladies are having businesses, are owning land and owning stuff. So now, what if all you have is money and a lady has that money? In fact, can I tell you this? I trust a lady's humility, submission. A lady who has more money, or a lady who has money, I trust her submission than a broke lady's submission. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Strings behind.
Yes, There are things that poverty you are just doing because they say that condition make jam that you back then. Nobody
Okay.
say na you really like for beg
Yeah.
back. Are you understand what I'm
I
saying?
get you.
So I would rather trust a rich lady's submission. Now, when ladies are popular all of this is because that's what men have been flaunting to them. And also, it also tells you the reason why there's a lot of promiscuity and foolishness. Because that's all when men have discovered, it's so easy, for example, it's so difficult in Moliko for a scammer to ask a girl out and the girl deny. It vex. It look at you, the caution. Like, who be you to know?
Yeah.
Are you getting? Because they have seen what they can do. I know what I'm saying. What you can do
You know what they can
when you
do
have with small money.
Yeah.
Now, but you have to build yourself because a woman, no matter the money you make, when you enter the institution called marriage, marriage is for in that institution you are not the head. I always say it's okay to be single, but once you enter that institution called marriage as a wife, you are sub. You know what I mean? Sub?
Yeah.
Submission means like submarine. Under.
Go beneath.
You're going under.
Yeah.
So marriage is not for anybody who is not willing to go under. So if you can't go under, it's okay to flaunt, be on top. Being single is not a curse. But marriage is for those who can go under. But now a woman will go under because she should not only go under because you have trousers or you have penis. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
I have a wallet.
Yes. So generally, men are the providers, protectors, and everything. But the most important thing a head should provide is vision.
Okay.
That's the most important thing. You should be able to have something that can make a woman with money. Let me tell you this. We have seen women who are very rich go after boys. I'm not talking about these ones who are just sugar mom, who just want to have fun and sex.
Yeah.
But we have seen that there are ladies, when they have that money, at some point there's something. Can a woman who has money still be able, look, when a woman loves you, her love is shown through submission. That is the natural truth. A woman's love. That's why as a man we don't read, men don't hear but oh I love you, I love you. That's not what they look at. They look at how submissive the woman can be. You get me? So a man has to build themselves and give that woman room, a vision. Be somebody a woman wants to follow. You are going somewhere. And as a man, you have to create room for the expression of that woman's purpose and destiny. And I always say this to women who are building themselves. The more you build yourself and go up, the fewer the kind of men you can actually marry.
The fewer the kind of men you can marry.
Yes. So that's why some women get to a point now, they don't want to go again too much because they are afraid that they will not meet. Or, maybe they want to marry in a particular time frame, all of those things. Because the kind of men that will accommodate your greatness. Because a man's greatness is supposed to allow you express yourself and be the best you should be. So as a man, have a vision. Build yourself in such a way that you are not intimidated by a woman's money. And a woman with money can still comfortably lay it down and submit to you.
And listen to you, hear you talk, and also submit to you. I think that was a vivid explanation there, and I'm sure if you're watching us today, ensure that you pick one or two things. I mean, there are so many things to learn from the show Meet the Love Doctor. Okay, so we're moving forward. You hear people say, oh, red flags. Red flags. First of all, what are red flags? Some of those things that you see within the relationship. When you were dating this person, you felt like, okay, I don't like the way she keeps the house. I don't like the way she talks to me. I don't like the fact that she yells. I don't like the fact that she's very flippant, or he's very flippant. And you hear people say, oh, I'm hoping or I'm expecting that once we get married, or I'm just expecting, I'm hoping that maybe by that time, with time, this person is going to change. Or no, you hear the person say, men mostly do this. You hear a man will tell you, oh no, you were single, but now you're married. So all these kind of red flags that you see, is it that some of these marriages, can we comfortably say that some marriages fail because people neglected red flags, compatibility issues as well?
Yes, of course. The truth there is, almost everybody complaining right now saw the signs.
Yeah, you were there.
If you did not see the signs, you also make one mistake. People who don't see the signs are either people who were seduced into that marriage by their own greed, or they did not allow enough dating time. It's madness to meet a guy today and you are setting marriage next month. I've seen that happen.
Really?
2 months. I've always said here, people have asked the question, please feel free, remember your contributions are very much welcome.
Yeah.
I've always said here that you are not permitted to, I don't advise anybody to marry that you have not interacted or dated and courted for at least 6 months. And I also put at most 2 years.
Content is very, very important.
Yes,
Yeah.
because there is a lot of red flags that we see now, and for some reason they are neglected. Why? Why are some those that are neglected? One, some are just childish. Children don't see certain things. Some don't know how to profile the person they're married because they don't even know the purpose of marriage. All of this starts from the purpose of marriage. Why do you want to marry? Are you get what I'm saying? Why? I've shouted this over and over that the why. Okay, let me tell you. If I want to build a house, it's the why that will determine a lot of things. Are you getting it?
I get you.
The first question, for example, I want to build a house. The first question I'll ask myself is that what kind of house? Is it a shop? Is it a warehouse?
Yeah.
These are different houses, right?
Yeah.
Is it a house where I want to live in? If it is a business place, it will also determine the site. Because there are places I cannot go and build a residential to build a business there.
Yeah.
It will not be lucrative. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So if people had a purpose and understood the purpose of marriage, these questions would have determined what they are looking at. Some people don't even know what they're looking for or looking at because the marriage was just that they want to marry, either for status or they're excited about the concept for marriage, like I've said. So we see this happen a lot of times. So they neglect these red flags. You will see, especially at calling guys, you see this a lot with girls. You see, guys can even see your bad character or see something they don't like, and they are planning. For example, you can be doing your nice thing, and a guy will tell you, "I'm supporting you," because you know, so when you marry, you will be the boss.
No,
So
so he'll kick her out.
yes,
Yeah.
so he knows that when you finally marry, he will use his manpower.
And press it.
Are you getting it? So
Yeah.
that's what I say. I always.
So you the woman, what are you going to do?
That's the point. That's why you also have to notice the red flags. That's why somebody just telling you that when somebody wants something, they make as if everything is well. It's like children, right?
Yeah.
When they want a bicycle, you tell them, oh, you know, go road. Yes, they accept everything. I too was talking on the platform here. We say that okay, somebody who does not like your acting, and will tell you, no, don't worry, we will support your acting, we'll support your music. Then later they find that it requires.
You for that sense.
Then after I started saying that, now, so this music producing this, so you go to sing for night. No, you don't go sing for night. Are you understanding what I'm saying? But now a man can easily play that because he can use his veto powers, his authority. But now what about him? You are the one coming to solve it. So you are in more dangerous position.
Which means you submit to anything.
I tell
whatever.
this every day, even to my children. I say, look, you have the responsibility to choose well. As a counselor, the only way I guard my heart to not enter into depression and sorrow is that I need a solid man when you suffer for marriage. No.
Why?
Because you chose it. First thing is
both the man and the woman.
Yes. Okay. You chose it. The first thing is that if you chose wrong, even if you are suffering, you have to first agree that you played a role in your demise.
Yeah.
And you understand what I'm saying? Because if you don't agree that your hand is there, you will always be blaming others.
Yeah.
No, you chose it. And if you chose it, there's consequence for your choice. You can only now look at how we can manage that choice you have made. You understand? Because we don't just jump into divorce as long as it's not life-threatening. Yeah. Of course, if it's life-threatening, we tell you that stay away. Yeah. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So it's very important. Many people see these red flags. You see the way he goes behind. You see the way his mom has power over him or her. You're uncomfortable with that.
You see the way he talks.
You see the way he talks to people on the street. You see the way he talks.
Treats his family.
Good. You see all of these things. You see the way he's a spendthrift. You see the way money comes in, he spends anyhow. You see it. But you see, a lot of times you don't care at one time because you are part of the eater. You know, when you marry, you move from being eater
To keep her.
you not only keeper, you are partner of the problem because when you know they all will suffer.
And that's what I'm saying. You want to keep.
Good.
You don't want it to be going out.
But now he will not change just because he signed a paper.
Yeah.
I always tell people that paper that you signed at the court, or that yes I do you are shouting, or that cup of mbu that you drank did not change the person overnight.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yeah.
So I always give this to all the people I counsel. I ask you in plain terms, are you sure? Until you can, don't be people change. So why the rush? You get what I'm saying? That finds a wife. Good. So you should also be looking for a husband, not just a man or somebody who can who's having a car and stuff like that. So many people ignore these red flags. Look at the fights you have. Will beat you. Then imagine that we don't finally manage. Some people say, no, if you slap me only one time, they will times in the house. You understand? And then sometimes you people must they must not meet you. You can check. The problem is that many people don't know how to date. That's if I tell people that we actually teach people. Don't even that people think dating is a job. For ladies, they think that it's a job. Say, I don't grieve you now, so you are now in charge of me. Since I agree you have never sent me anything. And all of those things.
Yeah.
You get it. The belief it's just I service you, you service me. That's not it. You understand? Now, the reason why you do even certain activities is also to be able to pick the mind's brains and his mind. You are watching a movie, you see as a man is hitting a girl and you hear the man talking, beat her. You don't understand that is his heart.
Oh my God.
You get it?
You don't even understand that he supports that kind of thing and he's going to do it.
Check how he reacts to certain things that are going on.
Yeah.
That's what you did. You're supposed to be very intentional when you're dating. Observant. Look at how will you marry somebody and that person, oh, you don't tell me that say if it's chief for a village, you go take second woman. How did you not know it?
How did you know?
You have to find out. You have to find out who that person is. How does he even take his culture?
Yeah. Have those conversations.
Good. So I think most people neglect the red flags, and like you said, it happens like that.
And it goes on and on. Talking about red flags, there are so many of them, and sometimes it's right in front of you, but since you are giving a blind eye in the name of I love him or I love her, it becomes difficult for you to see. You know, you cover your eyes with some of those gifts. You hear ladies say, oh, if they saw you beat me, baby, so why won't give me money, eh? Ha! If John wants send me money for John, I asked John money, so John send me
the
now.
only thing I say, it ever beat me one time.
Yeah, not only that one, not about fashion. I don't really, a good person. You need to hear the way some ladies defend rubbish. I sit and I'm like, really? One day they will beat you and put flowers on your grave. God forbid it's not your portion. So long as you're watching the Love Doctor program, you're going to learn a lot. Okay, so we are moving forward. Now let's talk about the role of counseling. So see, we are talking about why do some marriages fail at an early stage. The role of counseling. It's easier for people to go and sit and take one man. It's easier for them to go clubbing. It's easier.
No, they can shut down the club. Not go
beach. To go
shut
to the
down
beach.
The club.
Oh,
Don't
shut down.
go to the club. They shut down.
Okay, it's easier to shut down the club. It's easier to go to the beach. Take pictures, go for a picnic. But I don't know why it's so difficult for people to sit and listen while someone talks. If you have that opportunity to listen, to sit down and listen while someone talks, if you are going down this line, then I think you're on the right track. Yeah. You're not just listening to anybody. You're listening to someone who has an experience. You're listening to someone who has gone through that path. You listen to someone who can tell you the do's and don'ts. Long term, I mean, there are so many reasons why you need to sit and listen while someone talks. There are things that you're going to find out about yourself that you don't even know. So, Love Doctor, as a counselor with, I think more than, if I'm not mistaken, more than 10 years of experience.
Yes, more than 10 years experience.
More than 10 years of experience. What can you say, what is the role of counseling before marriage?
Yeah, actually I've been doing this for about 13 years, since 2011. I will tell you this, it's foolishness to think because you bought a car, you're an expert in it.
Okay. Because you bought a car, you're an expert in it. All right. Of course, you can know how to fix the car.
Yeah. You can have an idea,
Yeah.
but even I, with all the idea I have about my car, I take it to the garage, recognizing the expertise.
With all the, let me just break this down because I'm sure our viewers, with all the experience you have in counseling,
Yes.
you also listen to someone.
Yes, everybody has someone to listen to. Personally, I believe in mentorship. I believe in fatherhood. I believe in coaching. You understand?
Yeah.
I also did not get here just only by my experience.
True.
Are you understanding me? If everything you will learn in this life is through experience, by the time you gain the experience and gain wisdom to apply, you will be late.
You'll be late.
You understand?
I get you.
So, it is always very foolish. You see people who come like this, follow this kind of programs, ask questions, text. You really see that you see that they have questions, deep questions. Ask questions that cannot even take 3 days or even 1 month to answer. They want you to give them answer in 5 minutes.
True.
And a lot of I always tell people this. A lot of people ask me questions and I tell them, look, this thing you're asking does not have a direct answer. And until I have follow-up questions, it's like going on air and telling a doctor, please, right now as I stand here like this, I'm having a high fever. Tell me which drugs to take. And then imagine the doctor just tell you, go and take Quatem. That's madness. Because so many things can cause fever.
Yeah.
There are other diagnostics I need to make to be able to tell you the best action to take.
Yeah.
And this is the reality. If you step in, this help, this counseling help is found in different domains. You just need to look for the best. It could be found in your church. I said it could be, because not everybody who is a pastor automatically is a relationship expert or a counselor.
Yeah.
But I'm sure most churches also have counseling teams or whatever it is. You can get professional. I always tell people, get professional. Somebody that's what they do. I do this as a job. I counsel people all over the world. People call me in over 43 countries. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
I get you.
Somebody who also understands, I also advise, get somebody who understands that institution by being there.
Not just one.
Yes, because a lot of times people can transmit even their bitterness. I always tell somebody, yes, someone who is divorced might have learned a lesson. Yes, they have learned what not to do, but that does not mean they have know what to do.
Yeah. And then
Are you understanding me?
yeah,
Knowing what not to do
doesn't mean
you know what to do. So I prefer to go to someone who is making it work.
Yeah.
It means that person knows what to do.
exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Because it's what you do that enables
And not
it
just
to move
using
ahead.
your experience to discourage other people, because your experience might not be their experience.
Good.
Yeah.
So we have to be very careful about this. So the thing is, this is part of that chapter about preparation, where we claim to like marriage, but we don't value it enough. You cannot love the institution of marriage. There's work in it. That work will even continue after the marriage. But yet, people are more comfortable spending hundreds of thousands drinking in one night than to spend a few thousands to attend an event where they can gain knowledge. Remember, one of the first things I said, that people are destroyed is lack of knowledge. So it means that even marriages are destroyed for what? Lack of knowledge, not lack of feelings. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So people must be intentional. You need to value marriage so much that you actually invest in it. How many girls want to marry today can say that they have ever bought a book on marriage? I'm talking their own money. They have not. How many of them have ever gone to a marriage program that is not free? I'm not talking about the one I think your church. After you put flyer, you run go, they say today at 4 p.m. Then you come back at 7 p.m.
But you're still learning.
No, I'm not. No, let me tell you something. One of the reasons why informed knowledge is not being transmitted to work is free. There's something about free knowledge. Your mind does not value anything you do not sacrifice for. I'm not saying, are you getting me?
I get
The more is your
who, when it's time to enjoy, you are willing to sacrifice.
Yeah.
That tells you that you don't value this. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm talking about. Even these ladies, don't always allow but somebody to take you even for these events. Use your money.
Go there.
It's your life. It's your life. Don't always be looking for who will take me here. Because when you want to buy things, you hustle for them.
Not to buy hair, also.
Good. So be intentional about your life. Invest. Buy books. Now, even if you're far, we have tapes. When I do this training, we have tapes. You can be playing even at work. Get tapes. Attend these programs online. Attend on ground. Get books. I have resources. Just even creating time to watch a program like this can change your life. That's the kind of thing we're talking about.
Yeah.
How many times can spouses say, look, today let's just hang out and see what 1 or 2 things we can learn from this thing. It's just 1 hour, 30 minutes or 2 hours.
Yeah.
But how many people do that? Your only relationship now. Who's are you there? I don't know. The man already call you. Want come, they don't put 4 booster. You drink and drink drunk. You go as I don't die. Welcome for morning time. You order, they bring job, and that's how people have been running relationship. And then you're wondering what will be the outcome.
Yeah.
There's an intentionality that if you don't put it now, you don't assume that it will work. You understand? It's not a wish list. You don't wish to have a good relationship. What are you investing right now that will make this work? And I think that we should also talk about some of those unrealistic expectations that people have that is causing marriages to disintegrate.
Yeah.
You see,
For example.
yes, I call them misguided expectations.
Okay.
Misguided expectations. Let me give you one. You don't marry. How can I put it? Okay, let me show. You don't marry to be happy.
You don't
Marry to be happy. You see, you can't outsource your happiness. Your happiness was not supposed to come from somebody.
Yeah.
Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Now, when the Bible says 2 must be better than 1, it did not say 1.5. I can't be coming in full as a full person. Marriage is not you completing me. No. That's an erroneous ideology.
Yeah, some people say this
No.
is my life. This person like this is my life.
No. Marriage is supposed to be a complete individual and another complete individual
Exactly.
coming together to form a system unit called the family, where they can bring in the next generation, where they can fulfill purpose together, because it says 1 shall chase 1,000, 2 shall put 10,000 to flight. It means you have gotten to that level that you believe that with someone, with a partner, life gets better. And it's also through this unit that God designed procreation, so that the child also can have a better life. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So it is very important. So you cannot say, now you did give me happiness for this life. No. If your happiness comes from me, then what is coming from you to me? No. I would rather say that you marry to share your happiness with someone.
You marry to share
Your happiness with someone. You marry to share your values with someone. You marry to share those things. So don't be looking for who will fill your life. You should be looking for who to give to. That's why I told you here that if women are saying that women are described in the Bible as helpers. Yet they are the ones always looking for
Helpers,
divine helpers.
helpers.
Helpers are looking for helpers. If a woman was asking herself, who can I help? Her choice would be different. But unfortunately, she is looking for who will help her. Who will help her send her to school? Who will help her family? Who will help her cousin? Who will help her 2 brothers that are remaining there now? Are you understand what I'm saying? Because ask yourself, when you are coming in, for example, as a woman, what help are you bringing in?
Yeah.
As a man, how are you taking this woman? Because husband means what? A nurturer, a husbandry, husbandman.
Yeah.
You are supposed to nurture and bring out the best in this woman. Or you want to not to come and kill her dreams and kill her purpose. So as a man, you're asking yourself this question. As a woman, you're also asking yourself this question. So these are some of the wrong ideas. Saying that you can't give me happiness for this life. Misguided expectation. I will be, you are looking for your joy in somebody. You should already have happiness. And then you are sharing it with somebody. Be whole before looking for a partner. Love yourself. Know yourself. Understand your purpose before looking for who would share that for a bigger purpose. But unfortunately, people are always looking for who would come and give them what. And this misguided expectation will always fail. And later on, you hear that there's a divorce.
I think you've just cemented our conversation and the topic of discussion today. Know yourself, know your purpose before looking for someone. Let that wife of yours, let that girlfriend of yours not be the only thing that has ever. You hear people say, "Yeah, the best thing that has ever happened in my life." Hey, sister, you know, see fufu and kati kati. Don't chop am. Don't drink juice, chop fufu and kati kati. I'm kidding. Anyways, all what I'm saying is, let that person not just be the only, like, the best thing that has ever happened to you, and you feel like without that person you will not be able to live. And people say, oh, this person is my joy. If you take this person away, you have taken my joy away, you have taken my happiness away. Because tomorrow it might happen, and what happens? Anyways, we're going to be wrapping up with the program. I think we're going to be wrapping up. We're just going to talk one or two things before we wrap up. But we're going to take on this jingle break, and when we come back, we wrap up with the program.
Okay.
Just 6 more minutes.
Hmm?
Just 6 more minutes.
6 more minutes is wonderful. In your now, waffle now. The light, so it's just not gonna outside. Welcome back on board. My name is Rita Mafani Mujoko, Mrs. Fongo, your host. We're going to continue the program. I told you when we come back, actually we're wrapping up. And when I say continue, I mean by we're just going to talk, dot our I's and cut our T's before we leave the studio. And so the topic of discussion today is, why do some marriages fail at an early stage? We have spoken a whole lot: compatibility issues, neglecting red flags, or misconception about marriage, the role of counseling, why it's very, very important for people to get into counseling before getting married. I mean, sitting and listening to not just any kind of person, not just an uncle, not just a pastor, but an expert, and who has expertise in that domain. So we're going to be moving forward, and I think we're just going to, like I said, dot our I's and cross our T's. I think there's also this one that I feel like we really need to talk about: financial stress and feeling neglected. I think women are often affected by these. Imagine you getting married to a very rich man, and all of a sudden, all that money we get, and so in Nigerian film they will say it's ship sink.
Yeah.
And all the goods have been cleared and everything, and they have to sell the house, sell even everything that was inside, and you move from you move from thinking of that life that you're going to have with this person to a life of nothing. Or you're feeling neglected, like maybe this man is thinking about his own dreams and leaving you behind. So,
Yeah, unfortunately we don't have time. We are just wrapping up. The thing is, I have a book dealing with feeling unappreciated in a relationship. Very perfect. It will address all of this, dealing with feeling unappreciated in a relationship. In fact, most of the reason why relationships fail at every level, this book is not even just only for married people. At every level, because we're always interacting, is feeling like you're not appreciated in one way or the other. For what you have just said, life happens, and the truth about it is that could be life happening.
yeah.
But at the same time, you might have been tricked, because sometimes women think they're smart, but they think they're playing a man, but sometimes it's a man that's playing you. I know of I was handling a case where the lady got married, only to discover that the house that she thought was her husband's house was actually the husband's friend's house. That the guy had outsourced to him. He did all of these things. He was, some of these scammers and stuff like that. They can. Many girls, sometimes some girls are in a relationship and they think the person that they think has a house is not the person who has a house.
Yeah, true.
I've seen it happen. Something, and they are just there, and they know that is what you want, and they
So
reel
they
you
give it to
in
you.
till it happens.
Yeah.
Some people only discover it after they've had a child, after they have kids. I know all of those realities. So if it was life did not have its chance, that is where your mental upbuilt before marrying, your financial intelligence. Financial intelligence is more important than money. That's why I told you that we don't look for. It's not only about having too much money before you marry.
Emotional intelligence.
No, I'm saying it's not only enough.
Okay.
It's not good to. We're not saying that when somebody does not have too much money, you don't need 10 million to marry.
Okay.
But you should have emotional, financial intelligence. It means you are seeing somebody. The way somebody treats money, you can know that this person will be rich. Are you understand what I'm saying? For example, I've advised ladies, I've advised guys here. If a girl is renting an apartment and you date the girl and the girl stops paying that apartment, break up. Break up. May pay has. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I will not come in and I'm the one paying your apartment that you were living in before I came in. Are you get what I'm saying? So how are you paying it?
Yeah.
It means are you get what I'm saying? How are you affording it? Especially if no situation has happened. You must be a thief.
Yeah.
I don't even
You
get
don't have
so,
a huge, you know.
so let's look at the financial intelligence, the emotional intelligence, because life happens.
Yeah.
Things go up and down. This is when now all that preparation also would matter. And I would like you to know that marrying also for the wrong reason is a reason why many people break up. Those wrong reasons. I want married because my time did pass. I want married because all my friends are not married.
I'm married because there's one that's really trendy. I don't overstay with the game.
Good.
Well,
So marrying for the wrong reason would often lead to an early decision in marriage. So I just want to also say that the good news is I'm having a very special crossover service at our center, Wisdom Center, 31st night by 9 p.m. And after this service, I'll also be having a special one-on-one with families, with married people, spouses, and all of that. Some people want to start their year, look into marriage, look into a relationship. So I'll be having that special time. I don't usually go home. Immediately after the crossover night, I will spend enough time the whole day. I'll be at my office helping people out, so you're free to be at this crossover service at you can call the number 67552-8266, 67552-8266. And if you need resources also on relationship, well, you can be able to do that. So if you're around the Southwest, please, you're free to contact me, and you're going to get more personal counseling, prayers, coaching, and consulting as regards to this. I am Left for Divine relationship expert and counselor.